Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here's exercise 23, where we're gonna talk about an hourglass that consists of two equal-sized cones. The bottom cone is filled to the rim with the sand that weighs 1.5 kilogram per cubic decimeters. After turning the hourglass, it takes 5 minutes until all the sand is in the other cone. And we need to calculate how much sand flowed through the opening in grams per second. They ask you to write into decimal places. Alright, let me just calculate the volume of the cone. Yeah, so because they say the bottom cone is filled to the rim with the sand. So let me just calculate the volume of one cone. The total height is 25 centimeters, which means that if we're gonna talk about one height, it is the half of 25, so 12.5 centimeters. Yeah, and because they talk about 1 kilogram per cubic decimeters, maybe it's wise to make from all your centimeters decimeters. So 10 centimeters is exactly the same as 1 decimeter, and 12.5 centimeters is exactly the same as 1,25 decimeters, because then we know immediately the answer in cubic decimeters. Alright, so the volume of the cone, it was 1/3 times the base, so it is pi times the radius, so 0,5 to the second power, and then multiply it with the height, and that's 1,25. So the volume of my cone is 0,327 etc. cubic decimeters. Yeah, and that's exactly the same as liters, but that is not what they want you to know. So if we know the volume of one cone, and we know that it is 1,5 kilogram per cubic decimeters, it is exactly the same as 1,500 grams per cubic decimeters. So in that case, we're gonna multiply our answer with 1,500. So 1,500 multiplied with that 0,327 etc. cubic decimeters. And that's 490,87 etc. grams. Alright, it took 5 minutes to go from one cone to the other. 5 minutes. And the question is, of course, 5 minutes. How many seconds is 5 minutes? And that's 5 times 60 is 300 seconds. Alright, so what do we know? It takes 300 seconds to get 491, rounded 491 grams from one cone to the other. And the question is, calculate how many sand flowed through the opening in grams per second. So not in 300 seconds, but just in 1 second. So that answer 490,87 etc. Hopefully you still have that answer in your calculator. We're gonna divide it with 300. And then you will get 1,636 etc. But we needed to round it into decimal places, so which means that we're gonna look at the third decimal place, and that's a 6. So it is approximately 1,64 grams per second. And that's the answer from exercise 23.